Hey Meeple people, how's it going? On today's video, we are going to be talking about Nujum. This is a game for 2 players, takes about 15 to 20 minutes to play, and is for ages 8 and up. Let's get into it. Hello Meeple people, so this is Nujum. This is set up for 2 players, and we're going to go ahead and do a quick overview and how a turn plays out, and also how setup works. So let's go ahead and first tell you that the goal of the game is to get the most victory points by collecting these cards. Whatever number is on the card is how many victory points you get at the end of the game. The end of the game is triggered once the Nujum card deck is completely depleted, and once that happens where one player cannot draw, then the game immediately ends and you score up on all the cards you have collected, and whoever has the most points wins. So this is the setup. Each player will get 5 Nujum cards and 1 Eclipse card. Normally they would be hidden from your opponent, but just to show you the setup, we're going to go ahead and show them off. Plus the artwork is fabulous, beautiful, love it. And I'll talk more about that later. So we got it all set up where we have each player has 5 Nujum cards. Each player has a Eclipse card that is a special card that you can use and would be discarding. And let's go ahead and talk about the setting up the board. So normally this is the star token. It would start in the center. To get the star token moving, you'd go ahead and flip over the top card of the Nujum deck. This is a Roman numeral for 4. You will move it as much as you can that way. So we'd go all the way to the 3, can't move forward because there's no more spaces to go on the sun side, so it would stay right there. And then we'd draw a card off the top and not show it to anybody, and this would just be discarded outside the game. And now we are ready to play Nujum, and let's go ahead and get into how a turn works. So one player is the active player. They will go ahead and pick one of their 5 Nujum cards and place it face down. Then the opponent, the non-active player, will go ahead and pick one of their cards to play face down, but on top of the active player's card. Once that's done, one player will go ahead and, well, the non-active player will reveal their card first. Whatever Roman numeral number they have and what set it is, they will move in that direction. So say we played one of the moon cards, like this 2 right here, if that was the one the non-active player placed on top of the active players. So we would move 2 towards the moon side. And then the active player would go ahead and reveal whatever card that was played underneath the non-active player. So say we did it this side, or this 1, sorry. So that's 1 to the sun. Goes 1 that way. So when the non-active player revealed their card and showed that they could move on the board successfully, they would keep that card. And now the active player, they would reveal their card, and as long as they could move whatever side they want to towards the moon side or more towards the sun side, if they can move it without stopping, then they would go ahead and collect that card. If at any point when a card is revealed and cannot move its full spaces, then or full amount, then that card will be discarded and you won't be able to count that at the end of the game. So there's a little back and forth. And also, to get more Eclipse cards, after you have played your card and revealed your card, you can go ahead and use as an optional action to use your Eclipse. They have special abilities, they can change suits, numbers. They're pretty useful cards if you don't want to go ahead and lose, say, a high valued card. These numbers go from 1 to 6, so that's just points right there. You don't want to lose points. And the only way to get more of these cards is if you are the active player, and after you and your opponent have revealed their cards, and if the the star token is in the center on the eclipse space, then you as the active player would go ahead and get another eclipse card. That is very hard to do and was very, very rarely seen, very rarely seen in any of the games I've played. So, we talked about how to get eclipse cards, and at the end of the turn, players will go ahead and draw back up to 5 Nujum cards. Then you'll keep going back and forth, where now the non-active player becomes the active player. They place a card down, and then you place, as the now non-active player, a card on top of that card. Then you will reveal yours, move the star token. As long as you succeeded in moving in the full amount of the card you placed down, you will go ahead and keep that card, and then the active player will go ahead and move reveal their card. You'll move the star token on the number of sides or the full amount that you would need to in that direction, if I'm making sense. And then you would get to keep that card, or if you don't get to do it, you will discard that card and not get those points. So you keep doing that until the Nujum deck is completely exhausted, where no one can go ahead and draw up, and then you'll go and count your points. Whoever has the most points wins. Pretty straightforward game. I like it, and the artwork is just stupid beautiful. They go from 1 to 6, and if you can see, each number as it goes up is different. The artwork is always different. So like as it gets higher and higher, it gets a little more crazy and busy in the artwork, which I like a lot. And I think this is just a very beautiful game. So let's go ahead into some final thoughts, some pros and cons about this game. So a little bit of backstory. I was surfing Facebook, and I am a part of a group of board game reviewers, and I was just scrolling through, and I was immediately caught by this game, by its artwork. It's very beautiful, and it was very stunning, and I liked the sizing of the cards. They're tarot-sized cards, not tarot cards, tarot-sized, and it was just something that was very appealing to me. And I looked up the game and read a little bit more about it, and I reached out to the team and saw if I could do a review on the game, and they said, yeah, just give us some time and we'll get a copy too. And I was really excited. And when I got the game and read the rules, I was a little like, I don't know about this actually, and it was a little disappointing. But after getting into the game and playing, we actually played I think 3 games the first time. We busted it out, and I learned the rules, and we went ahead back and forth. I didn't think, when I was explaining earlier, that you had to place, the active player place their card face down, and then the opponent, the non-active player, place their card on top. It's okay, well, it's pretty much guaranteed that most of the time you're, as the non-active player, you will go ahead and get that card, keep it for scoring later. But then I'll flip my card and be like, okay, well, will I be able to keep that card for scoring? Will their card screw up my card? And but then there's the also bonus, or you're trying to also mitigate, okay, but if I can get the star token in the center on the eclipse space and get another eclipse card, that's really nice. But that was really rare. I don't even know I think we might have done it once, but it was very hard to do. So that was one of my little frustrations, is that it's really hard to get an eclipse card. But they are pretty useful. They can go ahead and give you some advantages where you're getting a high valued card, like the 6s are the most points. And if you can go ahead and get those cards, then you go ahead and you can get those points. But yeah, so it is a very quick game. And I like how much table space it takes. And then when you're done with it, you can pack it up. Again, everything you saw was a prototype. So that's not final form, but it's pretty compact. And I really like the artwork. I like the back of the cards and the front of the cards, and how each number's artwork is different. Again, since it's such a small game, not that many cards, I think I don't know how many of each card there is, but it's not a lot, and they just kind of repeat those. Like if there's 2 1s or something like that. Again, I don't know, but it's interesting to see the 1s are different from the 2s, and 2s are different from the 3s. So I really like the artwork. It is a short game. It goes by pretty quick. So if that's not your thing, then this might not be the game for you. There is that luck to it, to where you're revealing cards. You don't know if you're going to be able to get these points or not. It's pretty much, you can pretty much make some safe bets. Sometimes you can't, and you'll lose out on points, but it's pretty quick. And we didn't think we'd like the, like I said, the flipping up the cards, but after a while, we kind of got interested. It's like, oh, are we going to make it? Are we going to call it right? It was a very interesting kind of like, push your luck aspect of the game that we were really enjoying. So I would recommend this game. Again, this is not a game that's out yet. It is hopefully coming to a crowdfunding campaign soon. I'll leave any additional information in the description of this video so you can learn more about it. But I would recommend it. It's a nice 2-player. I really enjoy 2 players. It's like the most player count I play at is 2 players. So if you are looking, I would put it with some of the games I've played that I really enjoy, like 7 Wonders Duel and Splendor Duel. There's just more. I just can't think of them off the top of my head. But there's more games that are just like 2-player wonders, and that I would love to always bust out, and that are small. I can pack a bunch of them. So if I'm going somewhere, traveling somewhere, or just want to pull out something quick, this is one that I would really enjoy. But yeah, there's not much cons to the game. It's quick, it's light. You might not like the push your luck aspect of flipping cards up, and you might get a little frustrated that Eclipse cards aren't coming out. But again, this isn't final form, so rules can always change, and there can always be change to, like, maybe it's easier to get Eclipse cards by changing this. But also, I really enjoy the thematicness of, if you call it, you're the active player, and the token gets on the Eclipse space, then you can go ahead and get an Eclipse card, which is hard, but it's kind of thematic because they are very rare in happening. But when they do, it's like, whoa, that's a big deal. And in this game, you get a card that gives you, a good ability. But yeah, I really enjoy this, and I hope other content creators pick up this game and go ahead and look at it and play it for themselves. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative. Again, I will have more information in the description of this video so you can find out more about this game. But until next time, keep playing games. I'll talk to you guys later. Toodles!